If Mary Jones loses her looks, her health, her disposition, the breakdown is most likely to begin over the ironing board. But it need not happen. As soon as someone shows Mary the iron right story, her days of drudgery will be over.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
The Morning Stream. Save it for the French. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to TMS. It's Wednesday, February 26, 2025. I'm Scott Johnson. That there, right there, is Brian Ibbett, right there.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Mother Scratcher, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, here we are again, you guys. We're back. We got stuff. We got things. It's a show. It's a Wednesday. We got all kinds of crap lined up, you know? We got Tom Merritt on tap at some point. We got the recommendals, all the fun stuff you can handle.
Oh my
on a
gosh,
Wednesday.
it is the packed episode of the week. Like
Yeah.
we don't chintz out on Hump Day.
No.
Chintz is still okay to say, right?
I
Like,
think so. Chintz is all right. What does chintz even mean? It means cheap, but
it's like a I want to say it's Yiddish chintz.
chintz out. Yeah, I'm looking here. I don't see.
Chintzy.
Yeah, are you being chintzy? I hope that's
chintzy.
okay to say. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
You never can tell anymore what's okay to say.
Informal North American, cheap and of poor quality, but God, I'd always thought it was interesting. I would have thought Yiddish, right? Because it feels like a Yiddish thing.
Yeah.
Traced back to 16th century India.
Whoa.
It's derived from the Hindi word chint. I like that. My hesitation was really quickly doing the math. Is this okay to say? It is okay to say. You may say it.
Yeah. I do that all the time. I got it.
Yeah.
Also, could mean
splattered.
gaudy as well, right? Like
Right, like decorated, like
too much gold, too
like
much
a
brass.
fabric. There's a fabric chintz.
It's a picture of Jeff Bezos going around in a ridiculous shirt. I would call that chintzy or gaudy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
You got to see this. It's so bad. Where is this?
If I just do Bezos shirt,
Yes, shirt.
is it better or worse than Zuckerberg's Chechnyan coke dealer? His black shirt, his gold chain, and his
It's also
shaggy hair.
That one's also very bad. Why can't I find
Okay,
this?
good.
Dang it! It's like this. Really, it looked like a New Year's party or something.
Okay.
I can't freaking find it.
Huh.
If someone out there finds it, link it. We'll show it on the show.
Please do. Yes.
I saw it
Yeah, I'd
on
love to
Blue
see
Sky
it.
or something, and I don't know where it went from there.
It just wants to show me Jeff Bezos shirts that I can buy.
Oh, yeah. Which seems about on. That's about on point for Jeff Bezos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jerk.
Jerk.
By the way, whenever I go to the dictionary.com or Merriam-Webster and we're looking up a word, I always like to check the word of the day. So let's see what it is today.
Oh, well, it is. Yeah. Let's see what the word of the day is.
Here we go.
Ignoramus.
Oh, ignoramus.
That's a favorite, actually. I love the term ignoramus.
It's pretty good.
'Cause yeah. The more syllables you can put in a word to derogatorily describe somebody, the better, I think.
I agree. I feel like we don't use it enough anymore, though. Nobody says, you're such an ignoramus, you know?
No, exactly. What an ignoramus.
Let's bring it back.
It's like a Greek god. The great ignoramus.
Ignoramus, we will have his
Or
day.
Latin, I guess Latin would be.
All right, that'd be Latin. Here's what it means. An ignoramus is an utterly ignorant or stupid person. So it's exactly what you think it is, folks.
Sure.
Never forget, never surrender. Ignoramus. Today's word of the day.
Ignoramus.
Word of the day.
That's right. We got a couple things to get through. I learned something yesterday that I had no idea about. You'd think you know everything about pop culture and old stuff, new stuff, stuff in the middle. But when you learn something, you want to talk about it. So here's what I learned. I've been watching. Don't ask me why. I don't even know why I'm doing this. A Simpler Time, maybe. I don't know.
Comfort watch.
Probably a comfort watch, but it's just kind of in the background, not really paying attention. But I've had the Andy Griffith show going. You know, do
Nothing wrong
all
with that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm in season
Fishing
one.
hole.
Yeah, fishing holes and going around with Barney. You know,
Right. Right.
Otis is in
And
jail.
Aunt Bee.
Aunt Bee. But
Hello, Peter. Stop putting applesauce down my cleavage.
I did a whole deep dive on her. She's got an interesting story. But like Otis in jail because he drinks too much, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
They had an whole episode yesterday where they were running around town busting the 4 different moonshiners that are in Mayberry.
Oh, nice.
Real hoot and a holler, this stuff.
I'm sure.
But it just has kind of a, old black and white thing. It wasn't even of my, I wasn't even born when this shit was happening. It's just, I don't know, comfort food, right? Well,
for sure.
I find out one of the key characters in the history of the series was Floyd the Barber. You think about him a lot when you think of the show, right? He's a
totally. Andy,
Andy.
when are you gonna come in for another haircut, Andy?
I'll get those sideburns right this time, Andy. Like that all the time.
Right.
And it was always a stupid joke about him getting sideburns wrong. It was so dumb. But anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I'm watching this thing, and there's an episode where they first introduce this is season 1. So we first get introduced to Floyd the Barber, and it's this guy. This is not Floyd the Barber. Yeah.
That is not the Floyd the Barber. Like, I'm thinking of a dark-haired fella.
Yeah, you're thinking of this guy, right?
I'm thinking of that guy. Yeah.
So
that's the Floyd the Barber we all know and love.
For people at home just listening, this is the actual Floyd the Barber actor. This is the guy before him. So like Seinfeld's dad and mom, or no, just dad,
right.
and then
just dad,
George's dad, and I can't
George's
remember.
dad.
Somebody else.
Right.
The
change of the Beckys, the Darrens.
Yeah, there you go. The Darrens is a great example. Except I guess in that case it'd be more shocking, right? Because you got like seasons with the first Darren and then seasons with the last. Was
the gray-haired dude just like in the pilot, or was he in for quite a while?
He was it was way deeper into the first season. It was like, I don't know, 10 episodes in. And it's the first time he'd ever shown up, and it would be the last time for this actor. He never did it again.
Okay. So it's basically introducing a character, Floyd the Barber, who you'll never see played by this guy again.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It's a little bit like Lloyd Braun on Seinfeld, where his first appearance is a whole different human being.
Right.
And then later they come back to a guy that would then do it every time he showed up. And
it's that guy who's, the guy who was on Next Generation and
the mind control rapey guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he was awful on that.
Right. The really bad Beta Z guy.
Didn't we see him on some film sack that was underwater? Some kind of...
I'm sure we did. Dude is on... It seems like he's on everything.
Yeah, he got around.
He was... Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, these two chuckleheads, never the twain shall meet. And the thing is, Floyd number 2 hung around forever for the rest of the series, even when they went color and all the way till the end of the thing. The Floyd the Barber we all know is the Floyd the Barber we get. Ironically, because you know how I do this, I go see who's alive and who's not alive and everything.
Sure.
Floyd the Barber number 1, who looks 1,000, lived way longer than Floyd the Barber 2. That guy died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he died right after the show ended. Basically, 71 or 2 or something.
You look at those guys, and if you were to guess, like, all right, which one of these two actors lived longer, you definitely would pick.
You'd pick this guy.
Younger brunette guy.
Yeah, this guy here seemed way more energetic. He already seemed 80 in the show.
Right, yeah.
He went on to live a lot longer than him. I think he died in his 60s, Floyd the Barber did. Or the one we think of.
Classic old man face, by the way, on the left there. Just like...
Oh, yeah.
That is your...
Doesn't it feel like...
What do you this new fangled touch-tone telephone thing? I like putting my finger in a ring and spinning it around.
He looks like a subject of a Twilight Zone episode, a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
He totally does.
Aliens.
Why are the aliens here to kill us?
Exactly. Anyway, it was fun to learn, so I learned something, and I wanted to share that with people. As dumb as it is, there was two Floyd the Barbers.
Yeah, that's total news to me.
Yeah. Also, that show had an episode called Ellie the Councilwoman, or Ellie for Council.
Okay. Ellie was probably love interest for Andy, wasn't she?
Yeah, and she was very cute, very pretty. Yeah. I remember kind of having a mini crush on a woman who,
Listen, Sheriff Andy had good taste.
He did.
Like, you look at the long string of women that that the sheriff was hooked up with then.
Yeah.
And
it was great, though, because this episode was all about her running for city council, and nobody in Mayberry's history, no woman had ever run for public office before.
Okay.
And the men lost their collective effing minds in this episode.
I'm sure
that a woman would somehow hold public office in this town.
Wow.
It hit real different in 2025.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking like, boy, times have sure. No, they really haven't.
Not entirely. I mean, I guess
Not with that old white Mayberry bunch.
no, not with them. But it was really, I don't know. It hits. People should see it. It's interesting because the ideas back then, they were like kind of being subversive without actually knowing they were being subversive about it. I think.
Right.
Just the sheer idea of suggesting she could run for public office and be this strong, independent voice, and all the men losing their shit. Mm-hmm. I think maybe in '69 that may have been, or '63, whatever it was, that may have been. People would have gone, oh. Well, that's a weird idea. They may have actually been freaked out about it, but then today we see it and go, oh, what's wrong with these cavemen? And the way it's portrayed works for the latter. It works for us seeing them like cavemen. It's hard to explain. I actually got a big kick out of it. It was very good. Anyway,
wow. Okay.
Enough of that. Let's move on to this. We got a phone call from our old pal, I Am Sci-Fi.
Oh, good deal.
Ian lives in New York City, and he had this to say about Buc-ee's.
Hey there, Scott, Brian, and the caveman. It's Ian. I Am Sci-Fi. I texted this a couple weeks ago when you guys were talking about Buc-ee's, and I didn't wind up making it on the air. But since you wound up doing this whole voice line thing, I figured I'd put my voice to it. So in New Jersey, there is a sign that was put up as you're entering New Jersey from whence you came, with a sign saying, if you want to go to Buc-ee's, turn around, make a U-turn, and go 581 miles, because that's the nearest Buc-ee's to New York, New Jersey area. And it's a sign that made me throw my fist up in rage, because I had the opportunity to go to a Buc-ee's when I was coming back from Florida a couple months back. And didn't realize until I was already past the Buc-ee's that was the place that I should be going. As my friend messaged me, hey, make sure you check out Buc-ee's. And we had just passed the last Buc-ee's. So just thought I'd bring that up. Love the show, and I hope you enjoy my wonderful sonorous tones.
It's very nice.
Oh my.
It's very, very nice.
I totally do. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. Yeah.
What a waste of money. I mean, it's great. I'm not complaining because I think that's hilarious. Yeah. But seriously, for Buc-ee's to advertise a store that is over 500 miles away is so Buc-ee's and such a waste of money.
It's such a waste of money to do a billboard, but it's also perfectly in line with how they do things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just seems like the joke they'd want to play. And they have a right to be cocky about rest stop dominance. They've gone all out. Everybody else is a little half-assed compared to them, so it is what it is.
They can do whatever they want.
I am nowhere near one. I'm gonna have to go on a big road trip somewhere to see one. I guess the one in Colorado.
You have to come to Colorado, Scott.
Yep.
You're just gonna have to come to Denver.
I gotta hurry up. My aunt's, she's okay, but I gotta hurry up.
Yeah, you don't want to push it, right?
No,
it's come on now.
That's why we're doing the Arizona thing for my mom. We just want to make sure everybody's got a little bit of time with mom. She's in her mid 80s. She's okay, but she's just never know.
Yep.
I think
she's
gonna outlive everybody. Because unlike me, see, here's the thing I noticed the other day. I've talked about this on the show before. There are no really tall old people. You just don't see them. They don't exist. Name the last time you saw somebody who was like in his mid 80s to 90s who is really tall. They don't exist.
No.
Unless and Carter's like, they shrink, Dad. They shrink. I'm like,
sometimes they do. She's not wrong there, but it's not always.
I think they mostly hunch over more than shrink. But.
Yeah, it's probably more accurate. Yeah.
But anyway, 6'3". 6'3" is pretty tall, and I don't remember ever seeing a 6'3" person. Yeah, you say Jimmy Stewart. I don't think he was 6'3". I think he was like 5'11", maybe 6.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how tall.
Okay, now there you go. There's one.
He always did seem really tall, but yeah.
Ruth Ain says great-grandmother was 6'5" and lived to 95. All right. Well, there it gives me hope.
Okay, good. All right.
But that's also father, not grandmother. That does give me hope because it's just a rare thing. You see shorter, older men.
I think you also, nobody said, well, that's the exception that proves the rule. That's the most BS-y statement ever, by the way.
Yeah, I hate that. It's more like that's the outlier.
Don't prove a rule.
No, it's the outlier that proves that there are outliers. That's what it is.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Because you always find that old guy's like 98, and he's like, I smoked one cigar per day, and I drank 400 gallons of beer every week, and that's how I lived to be 90. No, you didn't. You're an outlier, you weirdo. You can say those are the reasons you lived that long, but they're not.
Right.
You got lucky. That's it. Roll of the dice.
People are bringing up Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien's not that old. I mean, he's 6'4", but he's not.
He's in his 60s. He's still.
Yeah, he's not super old. So.
No, we're talking like 80s, man. And like somebody else said, Jeff Goldblum, he's 72. Yeah. And he's 6'4". He's a little taller than me, but he's not 85, is he?
No.
I'm not saying. Look, I'm not even saying you want to live past 85. I'm not even saying
Max
that.
von Sydow. Okay, Max von Sydow's not bad. That's a good.
How old was he?
I don't know. That's a good question. Does somebody have an age on Max von? Because he was tall. Good old Mingo phone.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I always forget he played that until you bring it up. I always forget. Max von Sydow. Well, first let's do height. Because height matters here. That's the point, right? 6'4",
right.
Tall guy, very tall.
Okay, all right.
And he died in 2020 at the age of 90. All right, then. It looks like the blood was getting to the feet.
Yeah.
Which is the whole.
We were talking about billboards, and I was like scrambling to find this because this is something that I just found to be so bizarre in Denver. So in Denver, as you're driving down Broadway towards Spear Avenue, huge, busy street, there is a billboard for a VTuber.
Okay.
Of all things.
Okay.
And it's not like I'm putting it in our hopefully this works. I'm putting a photo on our Discord here.
Take a look here.
But it's not like, hey, I mean, who's driving down the street and says, oh, I really am looking for a good VTuber to look at. It's way up high. There aren't any QR codes.
No.
Or anything to scan quickly. It's not a name that you can like really commit to memory easily or quickly. It's Niaruchu with 3 U's at the end there.
Yeah.
And the billboard says, for those listening, your relationships may not last, but this eternal shooting star idol will.
Yeah.
Virtual idol and variety streamer who also plays TF2 every single Monday. And then it's like a Twitch and a YouTube thing. Like, why?
That's weird, dude.
It's so bizarre. A billboard is a bizarre thing to have. This, it seems like if you're going to advertise this, spend the money on banner ads online where people can click on them and get to the site, as opposed to advertising somebody's Twitch stream on printed media on the side of a building in Denver.
That's really odd. I'm going to just go ahead and say that's a very strange thing to do, to advertise there in general, but also your name is not a memorable one.
No. I mean, you glance at that thing, you might remember it until you get to the next red light. And by that time, it's like, wait, was it how many U's in Narchuchu, whatever it was? And, by that time, you're done.
Yeah. So. Why don't you have an easier name to remember than
right.
Narchuchu?
Maybe, I don't know, a tiny.cc or a tiny URL or something that makes it a lot easier.
Like NYARUCHUUUU. That's too many U's.
It's too many U's. Yes. Exactly.
Also, I have this is a bigger beef I have with that whole crowd with the VTuber community.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I think VTubing is actually kind of interesting.
It's really,
it's digital puppetry, and there's a lot of reasons to think it's, there's some cool stuff around it. Why is it always a goofy teenage anime girl? Why can't it be some other stuff? Can it be something else?
Because if it was like a dude that looked like M Bison, nobody you're driving down Broadway is like, well, I'm not going to watch that guy play Team Fortress 2. No way.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Like,
yeah,
obviously it's
yeah.
A lot of young boys are into like sexy anime girls. I get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I just wish, like there's a big range of animation you can get. You can get lots of animation that features this kind of characterization, or you can go watch, I don't know, Arcane. So why aren't there more Arcane looking things, or why aren't there, cool. Scrappy Doo if you got a bunch of Scooby Doo fans, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like I would rather watch Batman from the Super Friends looking Batman.
Right, as a VTuber, like
it'd be amazing,
Team
dude.
Fortress 2 would be great.
Yeah,
right?
I watch that every day and be going, oh, come on, Robin.
I think I found a sniper.
I go stream with Robin and you're good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Well,
great.
good luck to
Anyway,
them.
we brought up billboards, so I had to bring that up because I see that every once in a while I'm out Ubering, and it just cracks me up.
3 VTubers outside Ebbing, Missouri. That's the next big film.
Very good.
Nicely done.
Give me a show title. Excellent.
Hey, you got an update on the golf deal? What's going on?
I do, yeah. So our Tuesday night event at TMS Vegas is going to be Swingers Mini Golf, and I heard back from them with a price. I think I talked about this the other day, that it was just astronomical for us to try and do some sort of like, we're going to pay for the group and have everybody pay us as part of their ticket and that sort of thing. It was just too expensive. I knew about this before
Right.
tickets went on sale. There was just no way it was going to be feasible to do that. So the tickets go on sale 60 days in advance, 2 months in advance, which means that on March 1st, which will be 2 months before April 29th, which is the night of the thing, March 1st is when tickets go on sale. It's 2 months ahead of time. I don't think things are going to just like, it's not going to be like Pearl Jam tickets where they're going to sell out in minutes. It's, we've got time to do this. But we definitely want to all schedule our tea time, so to speak, as close together as possible so that we're all playing together as groups. So if you go to the TMS Vegas discussion channel in the Discord, we're doing some talking about to figure out what the party size is so that we can say, all right, if party size max is 4 or 6, we're going to assemble as much as we can into 4-person groups or 6-person groups and book all as one so that we can make sure we maximize that thing. Because basically when you book, you get your choice of every half hour, 7 p.m., 7:30, 8 p.m., but they release groups every 5 minutes. So we want to just make sure that from 7 to 8 o'clock, every group every 5 minutes is going to be TMSers so that we're all playing together.
Sure. So then you can yell up to the group ahead of you. What are you guys doing? Quit holding up the train. Or whatever.
Exactly. Play through.
Exactly.
Play through.
Exactly. I want to be able to yell at people, not have them be strangers. Although it'd be funny if somebody wedged themselves between us and we're just like, what happened?
I love it when randos get caught up in the TMS things. We talked about it in the bar car, the high roller, and it's just fun for them to see this whole bizarre party of nerds all like shouting, I can definitely say why you like it.
they don't get it. People are yelling fart gas, and now they don't know what fart gas means. We're just passing it down. That's great.
So we've got some time. Tickets, like I say, don't go on sale until Saturday. So we're going to figure things out. We're going to start there's going to be, in the board game sign up spreadsheet, which is really like the all unofficial event and board game sign up sheet. Big thanks to Ignoramus, I think, who originally put this thing together.
Yeah. We're
going to have a tab that's going to be Swingers Parties. Jeez.
Hello.
Swingers Mini Golf Parties.
Yeah. Swingers like swinging a club, folks. That's what we mean.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense. No shame to,
Hey, what you do in Vegas or even outside of Vegas is
it's all up to you. Yeah, we're good.
But that way, if like, I'm coming alone, or there's going to be 2 of us, can we join your party of 4 or your party of 2 and be in a group to do mini golf? So we're going to make it really, really easy for people to group up and do that sort of thing. So
it's going to be great.
Keep your eyes, and I'll make another announcement. We should have further understanding of the plan tomorrow for TMS. I'll make another announcement of like what we're going to do to that effect.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone loves a nice swingers night. Mm-mm.
Absolutely. And we'll try and spread out the Frog Pants All-Stars so it's not like you're not going to be playing behind a party of Scott, Brian, Bobby, and TV's Travis and our wives. And
oh yeah, we'll mix it up. Mixing it up's the best part. That's the fun bit.
Exactly. So that you guys can, we'll have people playing through all the groups.
Watch for more details, and of course, if you didn't get the message this week already, Monday, get out there, or Tuesday, I guess. Today is Wednesday. The tickets are available. They are going quickly. So if you haven't gotten your event tickets to TMS Vegas in general, tms.vegas is where they are. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, click on tickets, and they will be yours. But I can tell you, based on yesterday's volume, they're going to go fast, and we have to cap. Yep. We do have a cap, a soft cap.
We have a cap.
So
exactly.
Do what you can, get in there, Brian. There's also the MS50 coming up, 150, and it sounds like you're more prepared than ever to me.
Oh, I wish it was the MS50. Yeah, this is the 40th. This is the 40th MS 150 ride. Actually, it's an anniversary ride. It'll be my 7th or 8th time doing it, but I am looking forward to doing it, especially going to the gym lately, as I've been doing, and kind of building up running stamina and that sort of thing. Starting the bike rides as soon as it gets warm outside, but also doing some indoor bike rides. Spin bike and crap like that. So it's time for me to start asking for money, but not for me, for MS. Chances are you know somebody or know somebody who knows somebody who has MS. Tadpoolers, there's folks in the tadpool that I won't say suffer from MS, because with treatment you can manage the symptoms and the things that come along with MS. But now's a good time to donate, and let's push. You guys have done so well in the past with supporting my rides on the MS 150 and really pushing me up to where I'm regaled, and because of that, all of you are regaled at these MS 150 events where I get to say, yeah, it's not me. I mean, I'm just the conduit, but it is all the people in the tadpool who support this thing. So
we are all just a little bit of chode butter for Brian. All of us.
You guys are far more. You're the wind beneath my wings, is what you are.
Yeah.
So anyway. So if you want to support it, I have finally figured out that putting the year on my link is dumb. So I'm going to use the same link year after year and just update where it points to. tiny.cc/bike Coverville. So it's tiny.cc/bike Coverville is the address. And we'll see who's going to be the first person to make a donation. And thank you if you are the first person. But I just built up the link today and got the site going and that sort of thing. Last year, you guys made me number 108, which if you are a Lost fan, you know is a significant number, because it is what you get when you add all of the numbers from Lost. It was the number of, I think it was the number of passengers that survived on the island or something. There were a few things that 108 represented, but that's irrelevant. Anyway, tiny.cc/bike Coverville, and let's do it. My aunt Barb is going to be riding again with us, and my Uncle George. It's a brand new route this year. Very different from the previous route. Yeah, we used to go Denver to Fort Collins and then back from Fort Collins to Denver on the second day. Now we've switched to Boulder to Greeley, which is a more east-west route as opposed to a north-south route, which means that during some of those rides, a couple of the parts of those days, I'm going to be riding right into the sun. So,
oh my Lord.
Great.
Yep, right into the sun, baby. You just wear some nice shades. You'll be all right.
Exactly. I've got cool bike shades that I wear under my cool helmet. I've got some time to think about it, but I want to make my helmet look like Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Why not? So, no reason not to. So look at this. It even says it right here. Brian is cycling toward a world free of Microsoft. I'm sorry, MS.
We're trying to really get rid of Clippy finally, first and the foremost.
Oh, finally, dude. Jeez Louises. Get rid of that guy.
Rainbow Bright asks, I'm curious, has it only been racing bikes, or are there other types of bikes out there like beach cruisers? Desiree, look, I'm going to tell you, there is every kind of bike out there. There is a guy who rides the entire ride on a penny farthing, which, if you know those bikes, it's the one with the massive front wheel.
Good Lord.
And the really tiny back wheel that you have to use a ladder to climb up on the seat. He does the entire ride that way. There are people who do tandem bikes. There are people who do those recliny bikes. I know there's a better term for those, but I can't think of it right now.
Kind of like reclining. It's fun. It's fun.
Reclining. You're using a reclining bike.
Yeah.
There are people who do, like I have, I did the first couple of years on Recumbent. Thank you, Max Trollbot. Did the first couple of years on a bike that only had 8 speeds, and people were, riding next to me, looking at my bike, going, "Does that thing only has a back gearbox?" And I'm like, "Yeah. What do I need? What more do I need?" And now that I've got a bike that has like 20 3 or 24 speeds or whatever it is. It's like, how did I ever do this on a on something something with fewer speeds? But anyway, looking forward to doing it. And of course, the whole time I'll be live streaming every time I get to a rest stop, and there'll be all sorts of things between now and then that to help promote this. And who knows, maybe I'll do some sticker prizes or something. I was thinking about that the other day. They had a bunch of stickers at this kickoff event last night, and it's like I could probably do some really funny Brian on a bike stickers kinds of things. So
sure.
there might be stuff that comes as part of this.
Well, watch for it, everybody.
Hit up the old Sticker Genius and get some stickers made up.
Sticker Genius is good. I like them.
They're really good.
Yeah. I got a few I like.
So tiny.cc/bike Coverville and make your donation.
Check it out today. All right, cool. You guys, time to bring Dunaway in and play a little game. Be the fourth caller. Now's your time. I notice everybody held off until now. That's the rules. Good job. That means right. You can be considered for pulling in here and playing this here game. You don't have to be the first, but you definitely have to be the fourth. Right. Brian Dunaway joins us from South Carolina as he does each and every Wednesday. Hi, Brian. How are you?
No, hi, Scott and Brian. Doing good. Yourself? Good, good.
Doing great, man. It's good to have you here. Always good to hear your voice. I'm doing better now that I've heard your voice, you know?
Aw.
Yeah.
Shucks.
I mean, I'm always giving you shit. I may as well give you a nice little muffin, and then I'll give you shit. How about that?
Oh, a shit muffin.
Shit muffin.
Perfect.
Shit muffin.
Thank you.
We both thought the same thing there.
Sounds like something I would say when I'm playing a horror game. Anyway, hey, Brian, why don't you explain to us these rules while I pull in? Oh, you know what? Let's do it now. I got them finally. I was afraid we weren't going to get them.
Sure.
Looks like we got old Win Magus lined up today.
Yay!
Yeah.
Win Magus, father of the young child who will be sending me Girl Scout cookies, which is very exciting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What kinds you get?
I don't know. Kim ordered them, and I probably will be able to eat very few of them, but we are happy to support her in her endeavors.
I never eat more than 2 or 3 myself. Sleeves. But, you know,
Yeah.
I think I'm really into the caramel delight ones or whatever it is. One was with the coconut and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, they changed. So there's Samoas, depending on where you live. There's Samoas in one region, and they are some other name in another region. Maybe
some other name, yeah.
And maybe Win Magus knows. Do you know what it is, Win Magus? What are they called?
Yeah, they're caramel delights and Samoas.
That's right.
Depending on where you are.
Okay, yeah, it's a real weird thing they did, but it has to do with the kitchen that makes, the bakery that makes batches of them and where they're located. It's a weird whole thing.
There are two different West and East bakeries that do the Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went down some rabbit hole the other day and then immediately forgot everything I learned, so it was great. Well, it's good to
about a bunch from Nicole from Ava.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I gave her the link and said, "Please go to town."
Nice. Get them cookies. Well, it's good to have you here, Win Magus. We're going to play a game, as you know. You probably know how this works because you've been here before, but we'll let Brian explain the rules and what you could wear.
Sure, it's time to play the Tadpooly Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian will have to predict the answers that they gave us. It is their job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Win Magus, your job, I don't know what your other job is, but right now, this one is the important job because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. If your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Chicken Invaders 5 and Behind the Frame, the finest scenery.
Ooh, I've heard 2 good things about that, or many good things about that. 2 good things.
I've heard 2 good things about that.
Only 2. That's all you'll get.
Yeah, so it should be fun. I don't know anything about either of those games, so I have zero help whatsoever on that. But let's get to it. Guys, put your hands on your buzzers and get ready to buzz in and answer this question. We asked 435 tadpoolers, what's the best way Sean Bean has died in a movie or TV show? Scott.
Satellite on his head from GoldenEye. GoldenEye satellite on the face. Yeah.
Sure. Show us Arecibo telescope to the face.
2.
Number 2 answer. One answer will beat it. What, Brian?
God.
What is the
that's
Sean Bean death?
That's
geez. I like. We've been watching Game of the Thrones, and I can't. That's not a good one though.
I mean, it's kind of Standard, right? Just get a head
Right.
cut off, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to say the head on a pike.
All right. Show me beheading.
Ah,
Number one answer, only by 3. 3 votes out of 435 people submitting answers separated beheading versus telescope to the face. I
Well,
think
as we-
telescope to the face
yeah,
is the best one.
as we've learned lately from voting, sometimes people don't vote in their best interest, and they were wrong.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Win Magus, you're going to be joining Brian, and you guys have control of the board. We're going into it with Scott with 2 points already, and Brian with 1 point. Brian and Win Magus with 1 point. So,
When Magus, we're in trouble. Because I have no idea beyond the beheading and the satellite bopping.
Listen,
I mean,
saving hobbits from the Uruks trying to and taking
I can
multiple
barely even
arrows to the
remember,
chest.
right?
Yeah, that's a great scene because
Pincushion?
those
Pincushion.
those arrows are big old like dowel rods. They're like freaking huge.
yeah.
Right.
Orc
Yeah,
arrows
yeah,
are
yeah.
no joke, man. Those things are
No
thick.
laughing matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Do
Is that
it.
what you're going with?
I think, yeah, Magus got it.
right.
Pincushion, yeah.
Sure. Show me getting turned into a big old pin cushion by the Urukai. Yeah, pin cushion by arrows. Actually, again, up in the 80s, like those top 3 all clustered together. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, not bad. It feels like there's going to be a real long tail on 10, 9, and 8, though.
There might be, yes.
Yeah, like ones on all the rest of them. Let's see.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Ooh.
not quite that low. There's a few.
All right. Guys, keep rolling. You're rolling right
yeah,
now.
you guys still have control. 4 points.
Pretty good.
Scott's 2, and you've got 7 more answers on the board.
You have another one?
What about shot through a book from the Christian Bale one?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll even give you the name. That
What
was
was that
oh shit. What's that called?
Scale balance is what that was called.
Oh, it's Christian Bale. Him is Matrix-like, similar Matrix
Uh-huh.
vibe, and it was
Equilibrium?
Yeah, what crap was that?
Equilibrium. That's it.
Equilibrium.
is,
That we
the
watched
name,
that on.
correct
Didn't we watch it
name.
on Film Sack?
We did.
Yeah,
We totally
Equilibrium.
watched that on
Yeah,
Film
yeah.
Sack. Yeah.
Great movie.
All industrial German-looking concrete buildings and
Good one.
Batman. All
Right
right,
in the
is that what
book.
you're going with?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Show me shot through the book. Executed
Oh,
for his
look
love
at
of
that.
poetry and
Oh,
equilibrium.
that's right. He had a love of poetry. I
He
forgot
did,
about
yes.
the. Yes.
Yep.
Boy, that one got 10 times less votes than the top 3.
10 times less votes. Exactly.
Wow. What good points.
Yeah, really good points. You guys are killing
Yes.
it.
11 times
Go on,
actually
Megas.
less votes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wild. All right.
Yeah.
Keep going then. You
All
guys
right.
are on a roll.
Keep going. Still lots of answers on the board.
Man, I can think of so many times he's died, but I'm like, it's always something. Does seem like something stupid. He's usually like getting stabbed or.
I have my favorite of all
Falling?
these is probably
I
not
mean,
even going to be
definitely-
on your list.
Go ahead.
No, I just have a really good one I'm holding. But I'll
give
bet
it to
I'll
us.
bet it's not
Give me it.
right. I'll bet it's not right. No, I'm not tell you. I'm not going to tell you. Forget it. No way.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I don't know, and I'm just going to ask: was Sean Bean in Saving Private Ryan? I've never actually seen the movie.
No,
Oh,
I don't.
I don't
think
recall
so.
that, but getting shot would probably be a really good, safe bet, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I won't-
people always forget
I-
that Ted Danson and Vin Diesel were in that movie. Weirdly, but anyway.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I won't give you just a generic getting shot.
Come on.
Because there were 8 movies. No, let's see here. 10 movies where he got. Oh no, 9 movies where he just plain got shot.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
I forgot he was in Patriot Games, and
Yeah.
Max Trollbot's
That's
got a good
probably a
one.
good way
Was
to do
killed
it.
with
Let's-
an anchor.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, was
anchor.
it with an anchor? I don't remember that at all.
I do. That was awesome. He was with the Irish Republican
that's
Army. He was
awesome.
like still doing terrorist stuff, and at some point he took an anchor to the face, and that was the end of that. That's
That
a good
is
one.
Fantastic. I don't remember that at all. That's got to be on there, right?
Sure. All right. Going with that. All right. Stuck on an anchor link. Show me Patriot Games. Yeah, impaled on an anchor
Great.
on a motorboat, and then the motorboat blew up.
We motorboated on out of there.
Right, exactly. Oh, he might have survived that. Oh, no, he's definitely dead now.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah.
He's dead.
That was answer number 5, bringing your total up to 17 to Scott's 2.
Well, I gotta say, when I guess you killed. Is there even? Can Scott even get back here?
Yeah, there's still room. I think. Let's see. Yeah, I could still, if I got 10, 9.
Yeah.
and,
Oh, yeah. Totally. If you got 10 and 9, you're already ahead. So
Yeah. But I'm not feeling very confident, but yes, I could. There's
it's
a
not
possibility.
mathematically eliminated yet.
No. There's a chance, but the probabilities are low,
Right.
which is good because we like giving away prizes. So we'll see how it goes.
I remember him falling off a cliff. Maybe I'm just imagining. Jesus. Wow.
If you can tell me more about that one,
Right.
then we can choose. Then we can give that. But
Because they love showing his face as he. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No one dies. No one dies better than him. Actually, there are probably a lot of actors who die more. We just, for whatever reason.
There apparently is. Yeah, there's one of the things when I was researching people's answers, because they wrote their answers in 100 different ways. I had to find a video proof of each one, and
Oh wow! Really?
one of the videos was Sean Bean, not the most deaths on screen. It's this person. I can't remember who it was,
They
but it
always
was
do that.
yeah.
They're just less
Certainly
flamboyant.
the more creative
Yeah.
deaths. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why people remember it all the time. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Dunaway and Windy Magus.
Windy Magus.
Windy Magus.
Windy Magus.
Man, I am blanking hard.
I liked him in The Island. I thought he did a
Oh,
mix
the
of
island. Yeah,
that
how did he
one.
die in the
And I
island?
don't remember how he dies, because I remember it was like right at the end when he gets all,
Did he
angry.
fall
at
off a
Ewan
cliff on an
McGregor.
island?
Brian, you'll count them if they just had the movie, right? They don't have to have the method.
I will count it. Yeah, if they just tell me the movie, I'll give it to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That time he died in the island. Then
Is that fair to you, Scott?
That feels
is
fair,
that,
yeah. Because I think you do. I feel like you'd do the same for me. So I think it's
I
okay.
would do the same for you. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Show me how he died. Did you know this one, Scott? Was this your one that you were holding on to?
No, I don't. I'm actually
Okay.
not sure about this one, but I think it's okay.
Show me the island.
Oh.
Yeah, he was shot in the neck with a grappling hook and then hung.
Oh, that is gnarly,
great.
dude. We're talking about the island, the
the
Michael Bay Island, right? The 2006.
yeah, the Michael Bay Island. Yeah,
Wow, dude,
yeah.
that's wild.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
just
creative
riding
ways
on
of
the
time.
wind Magus right now. I'm just.
That's right.
That's all I'm doing.
24-2. Still, Scott could win if he gets even 3 of the remaining 4.
When Sean Bean actually dies, it better be damn creative. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I think in his later years, he better take up skydiving, parkour,
Anything.
free climbing on El Capitan, all that.
Yeah, like he should just study the Final Destination movies and then just pick a thing. Just find one of those weird ones and go that way.
Right. Right, exactly.
All right, chuckleheads.
All right,
your
got
game to win.
4 answers left on the board.
How did he die in? He was a National Treasure, right? I'm not misremembering.
He didn't
right?
die in National Treasure. He got
He
arrested.
didn't die in National Treasure.
No, he lived.
Surely he died.
No, he lived. He definitely lived.
Interesting.
But Brainbow Bright and Mr. Grissom in the chat say drawn and quartered from Black Death.
Damn it! That's the one I was holding on to. He gets pulled apart by 4 horses. Shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, 4 horses. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's gnarly too. That movie's great. It came out in 2010. It's
I did
good.
watch that video today. Yeah, the clip of him dying. Ooh.
It's a good movie. I recommend it.
With Eddie Redmayne, right?
Yeah, early Redmayne, right before Game of Thrones for Sean Bean. 2010, I think, was the year.
Wow.
Great
Okay.
movie. Love it.
All right. Is that what you guys are going with?
I think we should.
All right. Show me drawn and quartered by horses. Number 6, Black Death. Yeah, it's a great scene. Haven't seen the movie, but I watched that scene and it's gnarly.
It is gnarly. It's also pretty dark. The whole thing's about the bubonic plague and sweeping over England, and it's pretty depressing.
He
but-
didn't. So out of all the ways people died, he took the bad way.
Yeah, he did. He took the worst possible way.
23 plus, yeah. So right now you are mathematically limited, which means Win Magus has officially won. But we can see if you get any of the rest of these.
Go for it.
Boy, I am out. I mean, I am like way out. But there was
That's
a
okay,
cliff.
I am too.
There was a cliff dive, though. We did kind of confirm that maybe that's a possibility. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't think of where he might have done that.
What did
yet,
he
because-
die? Okay, when did Sean Bean death by cow?
Yeah, they keep saying this in the chat.
Oh,
Death by cow.
Uh-huh.
What's that from?
So he's gotten killed by horses,
If
cows.
that's your, do you want to guess that?
Get death by
'Cause
cow.
that would be enough to give me a guess.
Yeah,
So,
do it. Let's see what that is. I'm very curious.
All right, show me death by cow. Sure enough, this is what you're thinking of, by the way. He was chased off a cliff
The
by a
field.
stampeding herd of cows in a
That's
movie
what
called
it
The Field.
is. I always
Yeah.
get that scene confused with the flies. Got you where I want you. For some
Oh,
reason. That's
this
like
is
married
that-
in my head.
This is that Jim Sheridan thing, early Jim Sheridan movie. Oh, this is one of the ones I haven't seen of his. I've heard this
I
is
watched
great.
the clip of this, and it's also great.
clip of
It's
this.
fantastic. The cliff.
Look
I
at
watched
that
the
cast.
clip of it.
John
Watch the
Hurt,
Cliff Notes version.
John Hurt, Richard Harris, Sean Bean. Dude,
Yeah,
I got-
I remember
We need to
that
put our
from
film
a-
sack list. Actually,
I think I
would
remember that
watch
from like
this.
super cut of Sean Bean death videos I
Yeah.
watched one time we discussed this.
chances are that's probably when you would have seen it. Yeah.
Right.
I gotta watch that shit.
Brian, didn't you do a trivia thing during one of the Nerdtaculars of the movies that Sean Bean hasn't died
Yes, I totally
Oh, yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. I remember that.
Good memory. Yeah, one of the Frog Pants All Stars video rounds was Sean Bean deaths.
Yeah, good times.
It was.
Speaking of which, do I have that still? No, I don't have it handy. Never mind.
What's that?
I always keep this clip around where I say 310 to Yuma and the place erupts in screaming because I got
Oh,
it
yeah.
right. And I don't know where I put
because
it.
it was during the taboo, the blindfolded taboo game.
Yeah. And that's I cannot explain to you guys the feeling of that because you're blind to everything.
I'm
You're
sure.
completely
Yeah.
blinded
Yeah,
and
super
everyone's
vulnerable.
dead quiet in there. And it's
Yeah.
this room full of people and Snowbird's like 1,000 people in there. And I'm just quiet and then I answer the question and I do it like a question. I go, 310 to Yuma? Whoa! Like the place
Yeah.
explodes because we're losing and now that maybe put us back in contention. I can't remember what happened.
It was a redemption moment or a rally or whatever it was, but it was like you had the whole crowd in that ballroom like waiting on your guess, and it was the right one. It was the best. Yeah, it was so good.
I gotta find it. I don't know where it is, but I don't know how I lost it. I think it may have got lost in that hard drive thing, but we'll figure it out. Anyway,
Oh, sure. Two more answers left on the board, but Whitney, you've won.
We
so-
haven't tried died of natural causes. Did you ever do that?
Sure, guess that.
maybe his character in The Martian, he just died slowly.
Yeah. He
Just
dies
died of
of natural.
natural-
Much later, he dies
Sure.
of natural. Oh, I forgot he's in The Martian. Yeah, did he die? He didn't die. in that
No,
one,
he
I don't
didn't.
think.
No, nobody really
He
died. in
got
that.
fired from NASA, according
That's
to the
right.
show.
He felt like he died. There you go. Died of old age in The Martian. There you go.
Yeah, fired from NASA. That's amazing. All right, say,
I don't
dude,
know.
let's try
What do you
that
think? What do
one.
you think, Win Magus? You think that's it? What do you think we got?
I have no idea.
I got nothing else. Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Natural causes.
Show me natural causes. Just to keep things moving.
All right, that's funny to me. I don't have anything either, so I'm going to say, well, we got a lot of X's to get through here, so I'll be quick.
Yeah.
He was swallowed whole by a refrigerator. I have no idea.
Good guess. All right, show me swallowed whole by a
Remember that.
refrigerator. Yeah.
All right.
Back to Brian and Win Vegas.
All right.
I'm gonna say die from a wicked ingrown toenail infection. What do you
Oh,
think?
yeah, I like it.
Such a great guess.
I like it.
All right.
Do
Yeah,
it.
that was in Game of Thrones. That's what was going to happen to him in the alternate timeline.
Infected
Yeah.
ingrown toenail. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I just want to clarify. Show me an infected ingrown toenail.
Oh.
Cinnamon up his butt. Cinnamon stick up his butt.
We were warned by Dr. Tolbert about that one.
Yeah.
Show me cinnamon stick up the butt.
All right.
But it will help you sleep. Brian and Win Vegas. One
How
more.
about buried alive? So the chat.
Sure, why not
Oh,
say
very
that?
live. Okay,
Say that from all the people
so not
who've
the
been
cinnamon
Googling.
challenge. All right, fine. Okay, yeah.
Like,
Buried alive.
if you knew this one and put in chat, that's great. If you guys Google these things and put them in chat, where's the fun?
Yeah,
All right,
you're taking the wind out of our sails. Go ahead.
Show me buried
Win Vegas.
alive. Yeah, he was buried alive, and don't say a word, which just really prolongs the agony and gets you another guess.
Damn, dude.
Why? Seeing as how we've finished this anyway, none of us have any idea. Let's just go with he was arrested, even though it doesn't kill him, because I could see the tadpole just being like, well, no, he was arrested, but he didn't die.
Sure. What,
From
a
National
national treasure? All right. Okay. Show me
was that
arrested.
Scott's?
Or,
Oh, that was our turn. Is it our turn?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
your turn.
Yeah, another turn. I got you.
Cinnamon stick up the bum. Yeah. Or no. You guys got the extra thing because
You got
he's
an extra
buried
thing.
alive.
Yeah.
All right.
Arrested.
Show me national treasure. Yeah. Died in prison? Question mark? National treasure.
That is
Oh, that's
great.
true. He did just go to prison in that. That's true.
He did go to prison at the very end, yeah.
One can assume.
One answer left on the board.
It's a fair.
And it's still
now-
Brandon Windmagus.
Now I kind of want to not just throw it away. Now I kind of want to get it.
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Well, I see
People have been putting
Domo.
answers in.
Lorna Doom.
Ambassador Doma says, yeah, drowned.
Yeah, drowned.
Drowned in.
Is Lorna Doom?
Let's say drowned.
Yeah,
Okay.
drowned.
All right, show me drowned.
Drowned like the witch he is. Mm-hmm.
Throat slashed, says the chat.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure. All right. Throw me.
Oh, shit. Can I say buried alive? Or did
You
we
can
already
say
do that?
Sure.
Okay, we didn't say that yet.
That was our bonus. The don't say a word.
Oh,
Buried
shit.
Alive.
Never mind. I forgot we had a bonus.
You can totally say it, but
It's not on the list, so I didn't think. Let's go back to throat slash. Someone in the chat said that. What is that?
All right. Show me throat slashed. Yeah. That's all right. Like I said, once we got down to these last 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10, very, very difficult. Number 9, frozen to death in a movie called Far North.
Don't know what that
I
is.
remember that.
Kind of rounding these out, a lot of people were saying, where was it? Let's see. Shot in the hand and bayoneted. Not a lot of people. Shot in the hand and bayoneted in a movie called War Requiem.
Oh yeah.
And then we got some really bizarre ones. He smoked a poisoned cigarette in the most recent season, possibly the last season of Snowpiercer, as the main guy in the TV show.
Oh yeah, I heard he was good in that. Of course he
And
died.
then we get people just getting movies wrong that he wasn't in. The Abyss, Dark Knight, Death Race 2. I don't know about that one.
Oh. Was he in Death Race 2? We watched that one, didn't we?
I don't think we saw 2.
We saw Death Race 2000, so we've got a lot of
2000.
movies to watch between that and Death Race
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
1,998 of them by my count.
Yeah.
Beano Overdose. I only know Mr. Bean. Pencil Trick and Hitman 2. Yeah, he is a character in Hitman 2, and I think that just means
I
there's
haven't seen that yet.
1,000 ways he could die in that, right? Ronin, Silent Hill, and Snoo Snoo. Rounding those out.
Snoo. That's great. I would
Death by
look.
Snoo Snoo.
That would have been an amazing episode if both him and who played Maud.
B. Arthur?
B. Arthur's on that episode. She's the computer femputer in that thing, and it would be great if Sean Bean was in that same episode. That'd be amazing.
That's hilarious.
Wow. Well,
So-
well done, guys.
Yeah, good job and congratulations, Win Magus. Wow, boy oh boy, you guys definitely had some good help from the chat room, which is always welcomed and always
take it.
appreciated. So
Yeah, works great.
Congratulations.
You're gonna love those games too. I think you're gonna really enjoy them. So either use them or give them to a friend. Yes, go ahead.
A little while ago, you guys, one of the ones that I won was Ground Mountain Adventure, and it's just like a little skiing snowboarding thing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually ended up installing it and putting in a bunch of hours in it because it's just a fun little like low stressful. I want something to relax, so I'm going to go do this weird
oh,
snowboarding game.
nice.
It's a very
Cool.
cool game. I have that one as well. It's very good. Great on Steam Deck, by the way. Plays like a dream on there. Excellent. Well, you're going to have a blast. And
cool.
I can't wait for your cookies. That's really what I'm waiting for.
We pick them up Saturday.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
We'll tell your daughter thanks again. And well done on the game today. Take it easy. Brian Dunaway, how do you feel about your strong showing today? How do you feel?
I feel like Win Megas, he drug me across the finish line. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
He drug you, drawn and quartered you right across that finish line.
Right.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Look,
All I had was toe infection.
that's right. This weekend, you and I are getting together on Friday, 1:30 Mountain Time at frogpants.tv to do an episode of Play Retro where we talk about Space Quest. And
Yes.
it's huge. It's a big deal. And it turns out some of those same Space Quest guys have a new game coming out this year. We're going to talk about that too.
Oh, they're trying to. Anyway, they had a Kickstarter back in 2014, and they've been trying to get it out ever since then. But apparently, last fall they got it. They changed the engine, the game engine, and they're promising Q1 of 2025. We will see. Until then, we're going to do Space Quest 1 through 3, the text parser years.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Get out your hint books. You're going to need them.
Though not as fun to control as you remember, everybody. But still an important series. We'll talk all about it.
Yeah.
That's Friday, 1:30 Mountain Time. Play Retro wherever you get your podcasts. Brian, kiss my butt.
Oh,
Kiss
no,
Brian's butt. Kiss all our butts.
Kiss all of our butts.
All of the butts. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will join us. You got a little tech to talk. And after that, recommendals with the entire crew. They're all going to be here today. So that's exciting. Between now and then, a song. Brian, what do you got?
Sure, we'll get to this one quick. Brand new EP from 22-year-old songwriter Marley Guevara, who goes under the name Maz, M-A-Z. Based in the small town of Logan, Utah, she's been building a lot of momentum around a collection of singles out there, pulling equally from pop like Blondie and Daft Punk to iconic left field artists like Broadcast Stereolab and Gorillaz. Which means, if you like any of those things, you're probably going to like this. This is her song, Kiss Kiss Boom, from her upcoming EP called NPC. This is Maz.
Body expanded, filling the universe. Pores open, hair long.
I don't know what it is. I just like dudes. And we've returned. Tell me who that was again, so I might seek out their music more fully.
Yes, that from Logan, Utah. That is 22-year-old singer-songwriter Maz, M-A-Z, and a brand new song, Kiss Kiss Boom. Look for her new EP, NPC, coming out at the beginning of April.
That's pretty cool. Logan's not a big town. It's a little tiny little college town. Utah State University's up there, which has a great art program, but other than that, they're kind of not known for much. Agriculture stuff, that sort of thing. So
Cool.
hearing a young upstart musical talent coming out of there is very cool.
It's awesome, yeah, and it's a great song too. So hopefully she gets some more momentum from all this.
I hope so too. All right, we're going to bring Tom Merritt in here. We're going to do some tech talk, and it starts with this.
Isn't technology wonderful?
It sure can be. And how do we know that? Well, we bring Tom Merritt in and we try to talk about that. Tom Merritt, everybody, he is the host of the Daily Tech News Show, among many other awesome things. Tom, welcome back to the show. Oh, you're muted. We don't hear you. Muted.
I wanted to say thanks.
Oh,
You still can. You can.
I read your lips.
I said thanks. I said thank you, Brian, and then I was weirdly muted, Brian.
Yeah, weird. What happened there?
Interesting. Why does that only happen with my gratitude?
Yeah, I just went ahead and faked it like you were muted, and you know.
Conspiracy.
Although I read your lips, and it looked like you said thank you, Brian, but with a Y. So that's weird. I think that's weird.
Yeah,
more like,
Brian Cap. I was thanking Brian Cap, one of my old junior high buddies.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. Excellent. All right.
Brian Cap's a great name. Hey, Tom Merritt, it's good to have you here, sir. We're going to talk a little bit of tech here for Wednesday the 26th. And as we do that, it's nice because we get to look forward to being on the Daily Tech News Show live today at 2. And I have honestly no idea what you've been digging up. So what do you got?
Amazon had its big new voice assistant announcement today.
Oh, my.
It's called Alexa Plus.
Oh, boy.
Now, they don't normally put the big pause. Yeah. They don't normally put the big pause in between, but I'm trying to be nice to people who have one of these devices. The Plus version is powered by multiple large language models. It will be $19.99 a month unless you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, in which case you get access for free. It will start rolling out in March in waves. Amazon is saying if you've got an Echo Show 8, 10, 15, or 21, you'll get it first. So that's a way to goose sales. Like, you want to jump to the front of the line, go buy one of those if you don't want to have one already. But eventually they say almost all devices will get it. So I'm guessing the first generation will definitely not get it. But maybe even the second generation will get it. Most devices will get it. And it is impressive in its demonstration. If you've ever used ChatGPT voice mode, it's pretty much the same kind of idea where you can just talk normally. You can interrupt yourself. You can interrupt it. You only have to say the wake word once, and you can keep talking until your session is over. And it can do a lot more things than the current voice assistant can do. It can, text the babysitter was one demo they had, or, create a shopping list and then order the groceries. You can even have them ordered from Uber Eats, not just from Amazon Fresh. Do things like put things on calendars and routines and all of that. So Again, a much more capable model because it's using multiple LLMs. They mentioned their own Nova model. Amazon has a large language model called Nova, but they also mentioned Anthropic, which Amazon owns a stake in. And they said they were using other models. One clue to that is they're using the Bedrock platform, which is an AWS thing from Amazon that organizations can use to experiment with models. So theoretically, any model that's available on Bedrock would be available through this. And they say they will choose which model is best. So you don't have to ask, like you do with Siri. Sometimes you have to say like, yeah, go ahead and use ChatGPT. With Amazon, they're just doing it all behind the scenes.
Do they any talk about improvements to like home stuff, like the way you're controlling all your sprinklers and your Internet of Things?
Yeah, they definitely touched on that. It can make its own routines. So you can just describe a routine and say like, I want my sprinklers to go on at 5 and then the lights to flash. So I know it's working, and it won't question you. It'll be like, great. Yeah. Okay. I make a routine for that if that's what you really want.
Sure.
Also can do some interesting things. One of the big problems I have, because I use the Echo to listen to music a lot, is I will say a song, and it will play the wrong song, or it gets the band wrong, if bands have similar names. That's not going to be a problem anymore. They demonstrated Panos Panay, the head of Amazon Devices, just kind of saying, what was that song from the movie with Bradley Cooper? It was a duet. And it's like, oh, you want the Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper? Here you go. And it started playing it. So it's going to be more capable on that kind of stuff. You can even say like, if you have Prime Video, you can say, can you jump to the scene where the explosions happen and the people walk away? And then it'll try to find that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, do you know if any of these features will come to like, I don't know, tablet apps or any of that sort of stuff? Because that's usually where we're watching that sort of thing.
It's going to come to anything that uses Alexa. So Fire TV, there's going to be a new app for Plus. There's going to be a website at alexa.com. That's coming in soon.
Yeah.
So that's for more long form things. You can do some of the Notebook LM kind of stuff with this. Like they demonstrated, you upload your study guide from school and then ask it to quiz you. And that way you can kind of study from your study guide material, stuff like that.
Can you then ask it to cheat for you after you've asked it to study for you?
I mean, you can ask. I don't know if it'll do it for you. It's like, it's like your best friend in school. Like, what's in it for them?
Yeah, what? Exactly. How are you gonna pay them off? Well, that's interesting. Yeah. I have a series of these Echoes, we'll call them. Eckai, and they're fine. They do what I need them to do, but they're all being used in a very basic way, like you said, kind of basic music stuff, and then I use some for turning on and off certain lights and some automated stuff. That going deeper and smarter is exciting. Is this anywhere? Where is this in compared to what, say, Google is doing with Home, or do we even know how those features are going to work? Because
there's some Gemini stuff in Google Assistant now that is similar to this. So I until we actually see it in action, I would hesitate to say for sure.
Right.
But they are showing off more than I have seen Google show off for Google Assistant. So that this is definitely putting them in the game. With Google Assistant. ChatGPT has been ahead of both of them in its ability to do voice mode, at least in my opinion. But you could only do it in ChatGPT apps, right? So this is a benefit for Amazon because it's got more of a footprint. But yes, it will definitely have you saying, well, is Amazon and its voice assistant better, or is ChatGPT better? And I think the advantage Amazon has is more people have an Amazon device, right? So not just Amazon Echoes, but also Fire TVs, and just the app on your iPhone or Android phone. So there's a bigger surface area for people to use. And that means that, yes, Google should be the one that can get into this. When Google I/O happens in a couple of months, expect Google to react to this and say, well, Google Assistant can do all of this and more, because it can.
Yeah, sure. I mean, having the physical devices already in a lot of places, I think, is a big advantage for either company.
Yeah.
As opposed to, there's no GPT Echoes laying around or whatever.
Well, and not even that. There's also no GPT TVs yet.
Yeah.
Amazon has Ring doorbells and Ring cameras. Don't forget about the Ring cameras. One of the cool demonstrations they gave, which I thought was a little weird. It was impressive technologically, but I have a systematic problem with it. They said, "Can you look at the Ring doorbell footage from the past day and let me know if anyone let the dog out?" And I'm like, and it could be, oh yeah, they let the dog out at, this time. I'm like, that's great. You would know anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
the dog would have done something or let you know.
Exactly, yes. Can you show me a video of the dog pooping on the carpet, please?
Yeah, please. Can you zoom and enhance? That'd be great. Something I noticed.
Send the Roomba to clean that up, please.
Right.
Here's a logistics thing that I don't think they've addressed at all based on the quick perusal of the announcement and then what you've said. It just is interesting to me because they've had to have thought of this. When this rolls out and becomes available to other devices other than the ones they're frontlining here, how are you actually going to know? Are they going to announce it to you? Are they going to say, like, let's assume you just don't read the news, you don't check your tech news. Are you just going to walk through the house one day and it'll suddenly pipe up and go, "I'm way smarter now. Go ahead," and you know what I mean? Like, that's
interesting. So if I'm reasoning this out off the top of my head right now. If you have it on like your phone, you're going to have to download a new app. It sounds like they're going to have a new app for that.
Right.
So I'm guessing in the old app, it will start messaging like, "Hey, have you tried the much more capable Plus version of me? Download it, tap here." So that would be one way. I imagine the Echoes will just get it, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not a Prime subscriber, they're going to have to tell you like, "Hey, if you subscribe to Prime, I'll be better." Instead of saying, "I can't answer that," you could pay $20 a month to become a Prime subscriber, and then you get it. I imagine they think a lot of people will just be Prime subscribers, have the Echo, and get it, and then start spreading the word about it. But that's an interesting question, how you tell the other folks in those edge cases.
I guess that answers my other question about whether they keep the legacy. It sounds like the legacy service will continue for some time, right? Like it's not going to just go away.
Yeah, because if you don't have Prime, but you own an Echo, you won't get this part of the service, right? You'll just be on old Alexa.
Alexa Junior. Minus. Something like that.
Or maybe Alex.
I like it.
A laxa.
Yeah, like a laxative.
Like it lacks the ability to answer that question. Sorry.
Nothing like a laxative. Well, anyway, it's interesting. I'm glad they finally got around to announcing it.
I have ordered 10 laxatives from Amazon.
It feels
subscribe and save for laxatives has been scheduled.
It does feel a little bit like Amazon is in need of a services/devices win right now. So maybe this is it. We'll see how it goes.
They were supposed to do this last year, if you recall, and then they had a little shakeup where they brought Panos Panay over from Microsoft to take over the devices division, and I think they did the right thing. I think they made sure they had a product that worked, at least worked well enough for this demo.
Sure.
Before they launched it. They are doing it in waves, which implies that they don't want to just unleash this on everyone and have it fail. They want to test as they go. So I am looking forward to all the breathless articles published in March about the horrible things that Plus did and the awful failures, because it will screw up, right? But you know what? I feel fairly positive about the demos they gave.
Well,
because I know that LLMs can do this, and if they're using multiples, as long as they're good at picking the right one, it should be able to do all the stuff they showed.
Yeah, I'm super curious about it. We all three of us have some sort of Echo in the house, so we'll give it a shot. I don't have anything super new though, so I am definitely not in the front of this line. It'll be a while for me, I think.
Yeah, I have the 15. In the kitchen, so that would be the only of the first wave of devices I have. I
wonder if it's account based, so that you have a 15, but you also have maybe a Dot and a older Show or whatever scattered around the house. I wonder if you'll get a more complete service coverage on the other devices because of your account status.
I get it. If I get it on one, I should get it on all.
Yeah.
It won't be like, sorry, you only get it on the new device. Or they could. I'd be interested if they do that. That'd be kind of,
because it'd be weird. You'd be in the kitchen going, "Hey, tell me all these things," and it'll go, playing Clearance Clearwater Revival. You're like, oh, Wayne, I'm sorry. You're not the one in the kitchen. I'll go in the other room.
Yeah.
It seems dumb.
I already have it occasionally where the one in the living room hears me even though I'm in the kitchen instead. So
I have one that
even more fun.
I have one that speaks up for no reason. I have one that just starts barking.
Yeah?
Just says
Really?
stuff. No
great.
prompt, no sounds, no nothing. It'll just suddenly go, toilet paper, something, ding dong, woohoo, and then there's out.
Is that the original? Is that the Mark
It's an old one, yeah. It's like the old tall
Like,
one.
okay,
yeah.
Grandpa.
Which
Go
I
back to
still,
sleep.
I really like that old design. I know,
I do too.
just the style of it. But like, I know it's less.
That's the one I
capable,
have
but-
here in the studio with me is the original because it doesn't work for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But if I just want to play music or ask it the weather, it's fine.
Well, we'll talk more about this and more other things in the tech world. I'm going to take a stab at why everybody thought Game Pass would be called the Netflix of video games by now, and it isn't. Well, why isn't it? We're going to talk about that among many other subjects today on Daily Tech News Show Live, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. If you want to watch live, Tom, anything else going on you'd like to mention?
Yeah. Now that we've got DTNS Briefing, which is also the DTNS Substack, I have really started leaning more into my personal opinions in Free Tom newsletter. So if, for example, last week I wrote a column all about reply all and just how hard it is to do the right thing when everyone's replying all and you just want to tell them to stop, but that's you also replying to all
You're
if
gonna
you do
the
that.
same
So
thing. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm encouraging people to ask me questions where you're like, I know you won't talk about this on your other shows, Tom, but what do you think about this? So send an email in reply to the email newsletter at freetomnewsletter.com, and I'll answer some of those questions.
Like, are elephants kind of a dinosaur? Like those kind of questions?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'll dive deep.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to this. It'll
Thank
be
goodness.
great. Tom Merritt, everybody. You know him as Ace Detect on all the socials. Tom, have a fantastic afternoon, and I'll see you too.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye now.
Thanks, Tom.
All righty. Well, we did that.
Yeah.
You know what we do now?
We talk movies.
We do. We are running.
or more streaming things.
Sure. And since we're running, a little on the late side, we're going to get right into it today.
Cool.
Let's see here. Do I have everyone's clips?
Keep your descriptions brief.
Brevity is the other part of valor, or whatever it is.
Well, what do you recommend?
Time to talk recommendals, things we've seen on streaming services that we think you at home might appreciate. Randy Jordan joining us first. Hi, Randy. How are you? Hello, Randy. You're
They're
muted.
not
hello.
dinosaurs. They're not dinosaurs.
No, not at all. They're pachyderms, or do I have that right?
I'm sorry, two-word answers only going forward.
I mean, they're in the same phylum. Like, they're chordates.
Yeah.
It's what they have in common. Like, this is the closest they can get.
Yeah, for the record, that was not.
I tried chordates, and John never replied back to
Yeah,
me, so.
you know what? It's turned into a real circus, that app. No, what was I going to say? I do not want to lead people along thinking I think that they're dinosaurs. I don't. I was just trying to think of a dumb question somebody might send Tom, and that seemed like a good one. Anyway, hey, they're still the largest living land animal. I thought I was, so this is good news. Hey, it's good to have you here.
It's actually your mom.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
I'm gonna let her know. Hey, Nicole Spag, what are you doing?
Hey. I'm messing with ChatGPT to write my kids' teachers.
Oh, nice.
My words don't work very well right now.
You should send them a message that says, "Hey, are my kids using ChatGPT to cheat on their assignments?"
You know what? I don't care if they use ChatGPT. I'm like, dude, this is, to me, feels like the thing where the teacher said, "You're not going to have a calculator in your back pocket," and I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And now now they encourage it, right? You're in class.
Yeah, right.
I remember the last year of high school, they started to loosen up on that for me. They were like, bring your calculators to calculus. Literally, it's in the name.
So my thoughts on ChatGPT in school, I think of course, anything can be abused, but especially for the kids that have brains like mine that need a little push, like brainstorming, thinking of ideas. Like sometimes I have a hard time with that. And once I and that's why I do so well in groups. Like I can like feed off of other people. I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'll have an idea. And then it's like, it becomes this really cool collaboration. So I look at it as more as a collaboration tool. And also when I'm writing a really defensive email, I tend to throw it through ChatGPT to make me sound less like a bitch.
Can you please de-Karen this paragraph, please?
Yes, Can you please make this sound more professional? And
right.
I mean, great, actually. It helps. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so much better. And it gets my point across because, you know, that's what we're trying to do. Some people are just naturally good at speaking and writing, and I am not one of those people, and I never have been.
Sure.
And I've always hated. It's why it took me so long to just talk on a podcast, because you know me, I say weird stuff. And that's just, you know, my brain. Hey, I think I've had epilepsy since I was a kid, it turns out. So it would make sense that I would have some processing delays and issues, but I still feel like I have a lot to say and I have a lot of ideas, and I don't know, ChatGPT kind of just helps me get those ideas out in a clearer manner.
Sure. Yeah, no,
So-
I get that. Like if you say to a kid, hey, you could write your whole paper, or the paper will write itself, that's one thing. But if you're writing a
Right,
thing and
no,
then having
I'm
it
not
help
saying
you.
that at all.
Yeah, I know you're not.
I'm saying if a kid is having trouble coming up with an idea for a paper, hey, give me 5 ideas on the Civil War. And then they go and they research and
then they
write.
do their,
and they,
exactly.
yeah.
Just use a good LLM, one that doesn't come back with, it was about state rights. Then you're on the wrong LLM. Get the hell out of there.
Right.
So I am pro ChatGPT in the classroom.
PGPT, you might say. You put a P in there for pro.
PGPT.
Yeah, that costs you $19 a month. All right,
Yeah.
well, excellent.
The program has been rated PGPT.
There you go. Written by a robot. Hey, Brian, let's start with you today.
Yes.
We're going to talk about your clip first. Do you have any setup for this before I hit play?
This is a series that I love the sort. Well, I don't know the original source material, but I've loved the adaptations, and this newest one is brilliant and so well acted and perfectly cast that really dug it.
All right, here.
So series.
Let's give it a shot.
Foreign Secretary was a personal friend of the Vest family. He's very shocked, as are we all. What do you need from us?
We are not making any assumptions about the nationality of the sniper, so we are reaching out to all our international partners for assistance.
There's been a lot of speculation about the shot. Do you have a confirmed distance?
Yes, indeed. From the apartment block where the shot was taken to the hospital door where Fest was hit is 3,815 meters.
Are you sure about that? Because the world record for a confirmed kill with a sniper rifle is 3,540 meters.
Ukraine, 2023. Did you retrieve the weapon?
No.
Right, so the sniper took it with him.
This is the suspect leaving the apartment building 2 minutes and 52 seconds after the shot was fired.
Sorry, where's the rifle?
He broke it down and put it in the bag, obviously.
The bag is less than 60 centimeters tall, which means the rifle is bespoke. The barrel came in 2 parts.
A barrel in 2 parts is the gunmaker's holy grail. If the rifling were out to the tiniest fraction, it would compromise the shot. It's impossible.
It's a little insane how close this subject matter is to the one I picked this week. And for a hot second there, I went, did he?
Oh, really? Oh, funny. That
threw me for a minute. But anyway, tell us what you got here, because it's obviously different.
Yeah, this is the most recent adaptation of The Day of the Jackal, the Frederick Forsyth novel that also gave us the Bruce Willis movie Jackal, or The Jackal. But this is... Man, this is such a great adaptation, and very difficult to pull a lot of Eddie Redmayne clips because he plays the Jackal, but a lot of his work is silent, and so it doesn't really, doesn't allow for a lot of great audio content to to show. That said, he does have conversations, and this was just a much better kind of setup. Some of the people you're hearing in that clip, by the way, Lashana Lynch, who you know as Maria Rambeau, Monica Rambeau's mom in the Captain Marvel and the Marvels and all that.
Nice.
She is even Captain Marvel in one of the multiverses of madness. You also heard in that clip Chukwudi Iwuji, who played the High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and he was also in Peacemaker as Clemson.
Oh, John Wick as well. I remember him in John Wick 2.
John Wick, yeah.
It's great. Yeah. Love that guy.
Incredible. Man, such a great set of actors in this. Charles Dance is in this. But your star of the show, and Ursula Corbero, who I think of all the people that I know, Randy, I think is the only other person who watched Money Heist.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible series on... it's now on Netflix, but multi-season, great.
I think it was always Netflix.
Heist.
Netflix original, wasn't it? I think so.
Oh, was it Netflix original?
Yeah,
Okay,
still there too. Looks like
cool. Well, go watch it because it's brilliant. She was Tokyo in that thing, and she plays the Jackal's wife, Mrs. Jackal.
Mrs. Jackal.
Mrs. Jackal.
Okay.
Kind of bottom line, the Jackal is an incredible hitman for hire and maybe the best sniper shot on the planet, making those record-breaking 3,500 meter kill shots.
I couldn't think of anything else. Once they said that in your clip, I'm like, well, my brain is now focused on that one little fact. And
yes, as it should be, because that's important, very important to this.
2.2 miles. That
crazy.
I know it's been done. Like I heard about this Canadian sniper who killed someone from 2.2 miles away. Like how? Like what? The physics just sound crazy of that.
Yeah,
it's the show makes it believable that somebody like this, who is so good at what they do and kind of blending into their surroundings. You don't think of Ed Redmayne as being an everyman looking dude who can kind of blend into his surroundings, but the Jackal is able to do that really, really well. Just, my own personal thing, every disguise kind of looks like Eddie Redmayne, but that's just me.
Sure.
That's just me saying that. And,
he's got such a cool, he's very sinister when he's quiet and focused like this non-voicey. Yeah. I mean, I think he's a great actor in just about everything he's in, but this intrigues me just from that angle alone, like how stoic he looks. Like that's cool.
It's so good. And he got nominated for Best Actor for the Golden Globes, as well as this got nominated for Best Television Series Drama, which absolutely deserves. This thing is so intense and again, it's one of those that does an interesting job of making you at times root for the villain, in addition to kind of rooting for the hero. And it's a really weird, it takes a lot of brilliant writing to make you root for somebody as ruthless as the Jackal in this thing. But at times they do.
You said Lashana Lynch is in this? What's that role?
She plays the MI6 officer or agent that is sent to investigate the Jackal and chases after him. So she's the cat. If he's the mouse Jackal, then she's the cat.
Sure, the mouse Jackal. I like that.
I loved her in Captain Marvel so much. She's so amazing
as Monica Rambeau's mom. Yeah, for sure. She's great. It's a really the whole cast really well cast and acted in this thing. It's no surprise why this thing got nominated, and I think come Emmy time we'll probably see this thing get nominated as well.
Peacock original looks like
Peacock original. Yep, exactly. So Peacock, you'll find it right over there. It's I think 10 episodes. Each one's about an hour long, and this was one that Tina and I couldn't. We stayed up late at times because we didn't want to stop in the middle of an episode. We're like, no, let's finish this episode. We gotta know what happens.
It's really weird.
really
They,
good.
for some reason, they show, like you said, 10 episodes, season 1, and then IMDb has season 2, episode 1 with no plot. Does that mean there's
So
a
I think
second season coming?
That means it's been confirmed for a second season.
Oh, okay, cool. We'll go on then. That's great. So that doesn't end. Does it end in a way that
It ends in a satisfying way.
Okay. Cliffhangy though, like there is some cliffhangery business.
Yes, it does leave some stuff. It's like, okay, this part kind of got resolved, but this other part did not get resolved, and I don't feel disappointed in the ending at all. Like I feel like the ending is very satisfying, and it does make me eager to for the second season when it finally comes out.
But there wasn't like a message at the end. It's like James Bond will return in Tuesday of the Jackal.
Right. No, the second day of the Jackal. Nope. Nope. It's
No, it'd be months of the month of the Jackal, and then 28 days of the Jackal.
20 the day later.
The Jackal is the
day later of the Jackal.
The day after tomorrow of the Jackal. I love it.
It's really, really good. And this is one of those that you'll know from the first episode if this is for you. Watch the first episode. Watch the first 15 minutes of the first episode. And if you are hooked, then you'll enjoy the whole thing. If you're not, then this is probably not for you.
It's reviewed really well. People really like it. So seems like you're not alone. All right, excellent. Check that one out. The Day of the Jackal, available on Peacock. Brian will have it up on quicktms.li, along with what's next. Nicole, let's talk about yours. What do you got here?
Oh, well, I don't know what I tell you, but part of my, So look, part of my condition with the epilepsy and all that stuff is my memory is a little wonky. And so because I have autoimmune encephalitis, I do this thing called IVIG, which I think I've talked to you about, right?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Okay. Yep. So when you have a chronic illness, you become a little desperate. And in our time of Instagram and people just putting their like I'm saying, I'm telling you about my story. But what if I'm not telling you the truth?
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know.
You could be a sniper.
I could just be totally, making it all up. I'm not, but
there's no way to know for sure on social media.
But that's what I'm telling you. Yeah. Social media shows you what that person wants you to see. Mm-hmm. We've been seeing these stories come out for quite a few years. You have the Ruby Frankie story, which holy hell, oh God, there's gonna be a day where we're gonna get stories about Ryan on freaking Ryan, the Ryan toys.
Ryan Seacrest and all his dark
not
business.
Ryan Seacrest, the little boy that does toy reviews.
Oh, the toy reviewer, right? Okay.
That kid. Yeah.
We're gonna get scandal revelations about him.
I'm telling you, there's a crap load of scandals that's gonna come from YouTube. So anyway, I digress. This is a story about a woman that says she has brain cancer. And the ride she takes everyone on, and the people that actually take her down. And I watched it's an Australian influencer, an Australian wellness influencer. So when you are sick, you're desperate to find alternatives to get well than usually what the doctors want to tell you. Because the stuff is hard. I mean, like I did the IVIG on Monday and I'm still I'm off. Like I had headaches all day yesterday. I felt like crap. I just felt like I got hit by a bus. I got stuck 5 different times because I kept, my blood veins kept busting.
Oh,
so like, geez. Crap like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not fun. It's not fun. And so when you're in those situations, you tend to look online for a little inspiration. And this bee decided to take advantage of sick people. And unfortunately, she probably killed a lot of people too.
Yeah, it's based on a real story, right? This is a real.
It's a real story. I watched so there is a 60 Minutes Australia. I encourage you to go watch that because it is a masterclass in watching an interviewer peel away the lies. And I was just so impressed with the journalist that interviewed this girl. Her name is Belle. They also say, and this is a Netflix show, it's a series. So I think I'm on like episode 4. And it's taking probably some liberties into her back history and why she is the way she is. And it's just, it's very interesting. And I wanted to bring it up because it's funny because I watched it during my IVIG with my nurse. And it was just a weird kind of experience to watch a show like this while I'm going through such an intense treatment that, people with chemo, immunotherapy is a treatment for cancer as well. And it's helped a lot of people. But there's a lot of snake oil people out there that are promising you a lot of things. And it's when you're desperate and you're hurting, it's really hard to sort through all of that. So this show, you can play the clip.
All right, here we go.
I've been watching this train wreck of an interview all day.
What? Oh, false. True.
Oh man, Caitlin Deaver though, I love her.
She's so good.
I've been hesitant. I've been hesitant to watch this because I love her acting so much that I'm worried about hating this character too much, or it's going to just bring me down and piss me off. You know what I mean? So I've been avoiding this show. So tell me I'm wrong or am I right? Like, where are we at?
I'm impressed with her. So what I know her from was that Tim Allen sitcom.
Oh, I never knew she was on that. I saw her on First time I saw her was Justified. I've seen her. What was that one?
Last Man Standing.
Yeah, she was on that for a bit. That's true.
She was the daughter of Tim Allen in the sitcom Last Man Standing.
Yeah, I never saw her in that. Her dramatic roles is mostly where you see her, though, right? She really
what was the one with Toni Collette where she was the assault victim that
I love that
Toni Collette was fighting for, and I can't remember the name of it.
I'm Alone or Not Alone or that's also a Netflix deal. That is such a good little.
There was that
miniseries.
Hulu show where she was the mother. And she just left her baby in the back of a car.
I don't remember that one.
Left.
I saw the horror movie or the alien movie.
Monster or something like that.
There was an alien movie where she hides in a house from an alien for like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, and it's mostly dialogue free, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't do a recommend on it.
She's amazing, and she does a really great Australia. Well, I don't know. I'm not from Australia. It sounds like an Australian accent to me.
Yeah.
So I haven't said, everybody in the chat knows it's called apple cider vinegar. And basically the character that you heard in the interview, her name is Belle Gibson. And they break the fourth wall throughout this to remind you as the viewer, Belle has not been compensated for anything around this story. Like they're like, hey,
because they know people would have a big problem with it if she was. I get that.
Told her story and stuff like that. So the what she tends to do is she's just what's a chronic liar called?
Chronic liar.
Like they just can't stop lying.
Like
habitual liar, right? Habitual
liar.
Is that what they say?
No, there's like a word.
Pathological.
Pathological. Thank you, Randy.
Sure.
So she is a pathological liar. She believes her own lies, and she wraps it all up in she starts seeing this one girl, I believe her name's Willa, and she's going through real cancer. And she goes to this resort in Mexico, the Hirschwag something Institute, where basically they look to food to try to heal cancer. And like coffee enemas, and you're like, what the hell? But it actually does work for her. And so what Belle does is that she kind of clings on to her story. And I think they worked together because it sounded like through the 60-minute interview, like they knew each other. And Belle took her story and then built an app. And like it all kind of blows up, and like, you know, she has 2 million followers. She's influencing cancer patients to not sorry, my earbud fell out, to not get chemotherapy, to, you know, so, and the way this all comes to a head is one of the employees, or he's involved in 60 Minutes Australia. His wife is going through chemotherapy, and his wife is obsessed with Belle and is trying to do that. But she's stage 3 breast cancer, and it's just intense, and it pisses me off to see this happening in front of us. It's happening right now. Like, there are people out there, and there's a woman on Instagram called Hannah Alonso, and I love her. I love her so much because she has no F's to give in calling out influencers for lying, and then she brings the receipts and she shows them lying, and it's not. I mean, it's a lot of MLM lying. It's a lot of like just fakeness, the fakeness that happens online, and I don't know where we go from here. I don't know how we fix this, other than just questioning who we're following. And even then, it's almost impossible to know if they're lying. So that's why people like Hannah are important, you know. So that's, yeah, it's intense.
Netflix, eh? Check it out.
It is Netflix.
How many episodes?
Sorry, I had a lot to say about it because it's very like
personal.
It's very personal for me because I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not going through cancer, but I'm going through a really, really awful autoimmune condition that is still being kind of figured out. But I have to imagine somebody listening, you know, maybe that person you're following, question them.
Yeah.
Well, and right now we are experiencing culturally the rise of anti-vaccination conspiracy theory. And it's really scary to see because, I mean, that was, in my opinion, that was Belle Gibson's big crime, was that she claimed that she got her cancer from a vaccine.
Oh, did she? I didn't see that.
And like, oh my God.
And then she had like all kinds of other things. Like, it wasn't just cancer. And then she had this, she had another type of cancer. Like, it was ridiculous. Once 60 Minutes started to digging into her old forum posts, because guess what? That stuff doesn't go away. A lot of the times it's there. So I agree with you, Randy. It's just, ugh.
Well, there you go. 6 episodes available now. All right. So go watch it. I don't know if I still can. It still sounds like it'll piss me off.
I think you should watch it. I do.
I might. I'm not under any illusions that this stuff doesn't happen. I'm fully aware of it. The question is, do I want to subject myself?
I don't need to be reminded that it happens.
Yeah.
Or maybe just watch the 60-minute interview.
Yeah, I could do that.
I mean, it's like,
I'd be more interested in a full-on documentary. If that was a thing, I think I would watch that. I think I don't want to wallow in it.
The 60-minute interview. It literally is 60 minutes about this whole thing, and you get to see the players and even a breast cancer survivor who almost lost her life because she was following Bell. And I'm wondering if that's the 60 Minutes guy that actually got the story pulled in because his wife was, because eventually they were just kind of brushing them off, the women that were trying to expose Bell. So yeah.
Scott, did you ever watch the Elizabeth Holmes documentaries?
I did watch those. Yeah.
This is very, very similar.
Yeah.
Like it's,
I bet there's a very similar vibe to that. And that's another one where I don't want to see a dramatization of it. Those Elizabeth Holmes documentaries, the one I saw anyway, was informing, and I got all the info I needed, and it was like grounded. I don't need a drama for it, I think.
I'll send you the 60-minute interview.
Yeah. I'm sure I could find it pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Let's move down the road to Randy Deluxe. He's got a deluxe pick this week. Randy, what do we got here?
And definitely lightening the mood, I think.
For sure.
So
Randy, I appreciate it.
It's Oscar season. You know, we're all running around saying, if you only watch 3 movies before Sunday, if you only watch one movie before Sunday, this is like that, only it's for the people who won't watch any. If you won't watch any movies before Sunday, watch this one because you're going to love it. And then when the Oscars come out and you didn't watch the Oscars, but you see the results, this one will have won the Oscar that it's nominated for. And it's, it's nice.
Interesting. Okay. I think we got a little peek at Randy's pick for the Sunday deal there.
There you go.
All right. I may have reversed it with the cat one. But anyway, here we go. Let's play it. Oops, there it is.
Phase 1 of task is completed.
Now we're going to have to do all this over tomorrow. All these kids do.
I understand.
What's that?
My power core. It is damaged. Without it, I rely on my solar surfaces and batteries.
Yeah, you should work on that.
I also need a replacement transmitter.
Do I have to do everything? When we run across another robot, we'll kill it and take its transmitter.
Negative. ROSM inhibition protocols prevent deliberate harm to others.
Look, you need to learn how things work on this island. Me, the bear, everybody. We're all just trying to survive. And kindness is not a survival skill.
You think it's going to take it, do you?
I do. There's another nominee that's.
Have you seen Flo?
Yeah, there's another nominee for Best Animated Feature that has a good shot. But you just heard the voices of Lupita Nyong'o and Pedro Pascal in The Wild Robot. It is absolutely fantastic 10 out of 10 animated film from 2024, and you can watch it on Peacock. I don't want to spoil anything because it's got twists and turns. It's a movie about nature versus nurture is what it's about. It's about what are we meant to do with our time here, and it's just perfect, like beginning to end. You're getting Catherine O'Hara in the animated role she was born to play. You're getting you got a little bit of Matt Berry as a neurotic character. It's like all throughout this film. It's just perfect. So beautiful. So wonderful. One of those things where you're like, people are out there like, should I watch Toy Story? Yes, you should freaking watch Toy Story because it's great and it'll warm your heart. So watch The Wild Robot.
I need to.
Wild Robot.
Yep.
It's a book
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, based on a book.
And we watched it because of that.
Yeah,
that's cool. This is a perfect example of why for the film sack Oscar pick'em thing we've got, you can pick 2 items because it's going to be this one or Flow. It's going to be Wild Robot or Flow. So this is a good one to kind of hedge your bets and devote more points to the one that you think is really going to take it versus the one that might take it. And it's such a toss up for me because this was so good and heartwarming and uplifting.
My daughter loved it. She's been begging me to see it. I've been putting it off for no reason. So I think I'll take Randy's advice and watch it before Sunday.
Did she read any of the books? Because there's 3 books.
There are 4, I thought. Was there 4?
I thought I've only seen the 3-pack. I assume.
Let's see. Wild Robot 2016, Wild Robot Escapes 2018, Wild Robot Protects 2023, and then there's a new one this year. Maybe it's just not out yet. but there's
it's not out yet. Yeah.
called Wild Robot on the Island coming out this year.
This had my kids captured. We put it on and don't watch it without me. Like they had to go do something. Don't watch it without me. Don't watch it without me. So yeah, they loved it.
I wonder if June is when that comes out. I wonder if they will keep going then, because I got a whole series they could do here. With all the books, up to 4 of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see.
We were just talking on Film Sack this past weekend about DreamWorks. Basically, like we were talking about what in the world is the special sauce that undergirds the rise of Shrek series and TV shows and so on. And a big part of it for me, and by the way, if you look at the highest grossing films for DreamWorks, the 3 Shrek movies are on top. The number 4 is How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
And the special sauce for me is music.
Yeah.
This movie, The Wild Robot, has a tremendous score. It is so freaking good. It's by Chris Bowers. This is the person who scored Green Book and King Richard recently. And it reminds me of How to Train Your Dragon in that the score is so good that you're going to want to isolate it and have it to listen to.
Wow.
Are you excited for the live version of How You Train?
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
I know. Yeah.
I'm curious about it. I'm not like.
I'm curious about it too, but man, this one feels like, I mean, not that they've all been great. There've been a couple. Little Mermaid I thought was really good, and the kind of Jungle Book thing that they did, sort of live action but CGI'd up. This one for whatever reason feels too soon. I don't know why.
So live action for me, if you're going to base it on a beloved animated film, I want that film to be mostly people. And How to Train Your Dragon is about dragons, and that's a thing where the live action is gonna break down for me.
Yeah.
If you were saying we're making a live action Frozen, be like, okay, all right, it's mostly people. I mean, there's like an anthropomorphic snowman in there, but like it's mostly
and the deer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I imagine that you can work it out in my favor. Freaking dragons, they don't exist. They don't actually exist, and so I'm going to be constantly judgy as I'm watching it.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm curious about it, but I'm not holding my breath or anything. I think those first couple of movies are awesome. I love those. So I still think they're my favorite. So maybe the Little Robot or the Lost, what is it? Sorry.
The
Wild Robot will take its place as my favorite DreamWorks film. Who knows?
There you go.
All right.
And by the way, Chris Bowers is also nominated at the Oscars for Best Original Score. I just don't think this one's going to win. It is that good, though. It
really
deserves a nomination.
All right, because that is one thing I'll say for the DreamWorks stuff. They get killer freaking composers to do their soundtracks. I guess they do on Pixar's side too as well, and Sony, everybody, but something about them really stand out. All right, here is mine. This is our final one today. I watched a thing on Apple TV Plus that I am both recommending and not recommending, depending on who you are. All right, a movie came out, and here's the clip.
Did you like the rabbit pie?
No. I loved the rabbit pie.
I kept it real simple. That is The Gorge, and that stars, you heard very briefly, the voices of Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller, rather. Dude from Goose's son from Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Maverick. Yeah.
Bunch of other stuff. Good looking dude. I like Miles Teller, if I'm honest. I think my favorite might have been, I forgot he was in that. He was Reed Richards in that bad Fantastic Four 2015 one. I forgot all about that.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that's worth forgetting.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Have you seen him in Whiplash, where he also plays drums?
I still have not seen Whiplash. I know that's a shame.
Right after The Queen's Gambit, where Anya Taylor-Joy also plays chess.
Yeah, I have not seen the Queen's Gambit either. However, I really like both these actors and most of the things I've seen them in. And in this case, The Gorge is interesting because it's a science fiction movie, but it's also a love story. and it's also a military complex, let's take down the powers that be story. So it's trying to do these three things. And here's why I recommend it to some and not to others. I think that the chemistry between them and the love story part is pretty good. The short of it is, and I don't want to give too much away here, but he's a former Marine, and the reason the stuff Brian was saying earlier was so familiar from the Jackal is that both of these two characters, she's from formerly the Soviet Union, he is from here, and they're both master snipers, and they both claim to have the record for the longest snipe.
It's really funny, the parallels. Yeah.
Yeah. It's right on the money with this whole, that whole story point. But anyway, the gist of it is, they are stationed on this gorge on one side or the other, the east side and the west side of the gorge. That's a little bit of a metaphor for post-war, World War II, East Germany, West Germany, all that stuff. But it's, it's set in modern time. And it's these old facilities. They remind me of Fallout a little bit. They're just old. They were established right after World War II. And down at the bottom of the gorge, you hear constant wailing and horrible sounds. And some people think it's a gateway to hell, and they're there to guard it. This is where the science fiction part sort of comes in. And it's not really obvious right away what all that means. But eventually you find out what's down there. I won't spoil that. But here's why I think I recommend it and don't at the same time. They want to do these three different story arcs that I'm talking about, and they do them decently, but as a big 3-part gush together idea, it kind of loses its way in some ways, and it may your mileage may vary, but it's like, well, this concept of what's down in that gorge should be the main focus of everything, but it kind of isn't. And they spend a lot of money on a thing that isn't really the focus. Like, there's a lot of special effects and stuff going on down there, and action and stuff. But up on top, before all that happens, this love story is 100% the focus. And if you came for the science fiction, you're going to be disappointed there's so much love story in this. But that kind of worked for me. I liked them. They have great chemistry. These are actors I'd like to watch. This is a very easy to recommend for like a family to watch, as long as everyone's like maybe 10 or older. That one F-bomb I bleeped out is the only F-bomb. This movie's PG-13. The violence isn't all that violent, and it's not gory or any of that. So it's
not terribly gory. Tina watched it on Monday. That last half is more jump scary probably than violent.
It's creepy, but I wouldn't call it.
There's there's some things in there that are. This is like the best video game that I did not have the controls to play.
Oh my gosh, that's such a great way of saying it. That's exactly
the first half is a terrifically long cutscene to introduce you to the game, and then the second half of the movie is the video game.
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong. I'm really glad you brought that up. I didn't even think to compare it. It is a video game ass story.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that is a pejorative for everyone.
Not necessarily negative.
It's just some popcorn bullshit going on, and it's fun, and I had a good time with it overall. But there are moments where I just kind of went, oh, really? We're just going to walk right over that and act like it's no big deal? Or you two, are you superhumans, or are you normal people?
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff like that. I thought that some of the concepts at the core of the science fiction part of the story are really interesting, like really fun to explore, and twists and turns. You don't really know what's going on down there. And then they blow it again by skipping over stuff too fast and getting straight to a car chase, the equivalent of a car chase when you're trying to get out of a thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's an odd film.
It is an odd film. God, the special effects. The special effects for some of the things you see in this are incredible.
Yeah.
Like really cool character creation.
Some are amazing. And then some are jank. It's like, it's a weird mix of those things.
Yeah.
One thing I really liked was, some people may not like this part, but when they're communicating across the gorge, they don't have radios, they don't have phones, and none of that stuff. They're doing it with writing on signs and holding up their answers. And some people are going to be annoyed by that because it goes on for a very long time. I really liked it. It really established things, made the characters more interesting.
It's a great meet cute.
Yeah. And she's over there. She's super into like the Ramones, and she's playing this music really loud in the gorge.
She's got great music taste.
Yeah, her songs are awesome. All of them were good. Miles Taylor's a little more boring, but that's the point.
He is
kind of the point.
But I do like
character.
During that montage, I mentioned this a minute ago, but I love how they both reference earlier projects of theirs. Her playing chess for Queen's Gambit, him playing drums for Whiplash. It was just such a crack up to see almost like a planned insertion of, how about some chess? How about some drums?
Yeah, that was pretty funny that they even thought to do it, to be honest. But and I like she does this accent. She's clearly like Eastern Bloc kind of accent. I forgot Tunisia. I can't remember what the former Soviet Union country is, but it wasn't straight Russia. It was something else. But anyway, her and her father, who you meet briefly at the beginning of the thing, I just like that whole vibe. This post-Cold War kind of business. They're not really meant to be opposed to each other. This is a joint effort, but they don't know what dark stuff Sigourney. Oh, forgot to mention Sigourney Weaver's in charge.
Sigourney Weaver's in this, yeah.
And she is dark and cool, but also a little silly toward the end. So it's just this mixed. It's the definition for me of a mixed bag that I would recommend this mixed bag.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
If you're going to walk out with a bag, here's a bag, and it's got mixed stuff in it, and it's fine. It's all right.
Make some popcorn, settle in, put your expectations, or realism out the door a little bit.
Yeah.
And have a good time.
Yeah. Don't walk away thinking any Oscars are being offered up for this.
And if you want more of Anya Taylor-Joy doing that accent, don't forget she was Ilyana Rasputin in The New Mutants.
That's right.
So you had me at Miles Teller. I watched all 3 Divergent movies because of him.
I like him a lot. I'm with you.
Not entirely because of him, but I was willing to.
I'm a big fan too. There is something. He has a presence on screen that is a bunch of crazy combinations that my wife would just say, "Well, yeah, he's just really good looking." I'm like, no, there's something else going on here. It's a subtlety to his personality that it comes across in his performances, and in this one, he does that. He's great in this, and I love her, and she's great in this.
Sigourney Weaver,
freaking badass, coolest chick in Hollywood ever. Like, she's amazing. And she brings up that gravitas to this, but also a silly, goofy thing, just like these other two do. Nobody's taking this seriously, except Apple wants you to sign up to see it. That's really the main. It's Tim Cook who wants your money, okay? Tim Apple. So go check it out. It's on Apple TV Plus. It's an original and is not in theaters. It's straight there. And then, like I said, your mileage may vary, or your Miles Teller may vary. See what I did there? All right, that's going to do it for us. All of these things are up on quicktms.li, so you can access them and find them for yourselves. If you got your own ideas about stuff you'd like us to talk about, let us know through all our ways of communicating with us. It's been fantastic talking to you both. Nicole, have a fantastic week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky now.
Oh, good. Nicole Spag on Blue Sky, right? Yep.
We got to make sure she gets added to the packs, the automatic follow packs.
Oh yeah, do you have the Frog Pants starter packs? Have you been shown those?
I don't know. I found Dr. Tolbert, and then I just went through who he was following, and that's how I found a lot of people.
Yeah, you're probably folling most
DIY follow pack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, do it yourself.
Right, there you go.
The good doctor will not lead you astray. Have a great week.
Nope,
Randy, it's great having you here as well. Anything you'd like to say or promote or talk about? Film Sack this weekend?
Yeah, it's just one of our favorite weeks on Film Sack. You're going to get a bonus episode from me and Brian later today. Please sign up for the Patreon, man. Patreon.com/FilmSack. We're having a lot of fun with the Oscars this year.
I forgot. Randy and Brian fight about the Oscars coming up today on Film Sack Patreon.
Let's not oversell that.
What's our movie this weekend? I don't remember.
We're watching
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans, a newer one. The speaking 3D
one.
Yeah, speaking of Sigourney Weaver, the what's his name from the Avatar deal? What's his name? Can't think of his name. Who's our main actor?
Worthington.
Sam Worthington. Yep, that's the one.
Samuel Avatar Worthington.
I remember it being kind of shit, but I'm excited to go back and see. So
me too.
We'll find out soon.
Me too.
Randy,
me too. And it's completely different than all the Oscar talk. Like,
oh yeah,
we're pretty far away from.
No, it's like whatever the opposite is of the Oscar talk.
We won't have a hard time keeping Oscar talk separate from Clash of the Titans talk.
No,
exactly.
It'll be fine. But get your half butts and your boobies out. That's what we're doing this weekend. We'll see you soon. All right, Brian. We
half butts.
Half butts. You ever have a half butt?
I never have a half butt.
You should never have a half butt. All right. Look at this, y'all. It's time for us to get the F out. However, before we do, a reminder that I'll be on DTNS later today. Brian, you had an episode of what went up yesterday? Something new?
Soundography yesterday. All about Love and Rockets. So go check that out.
Nice. Love and Rockets, baby. For whatever reason you say Love and Rockets, and I immediately am put into a Sam Goody at the row where it's alphabetically Love and Rockets. I'm at the L's.
Yeah,
I can just see it. It's crazy.
That album cover, that black album cover for Express with the rocket and the heart on it, the really logo, great. And then of course there's the whole comic book connection too there as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Anyway, check that out, and of course tomorrow we'll be back. We'll be here, Wendy, all that stuff. So come join us. That'll do it for us. Frogpants.com for everything. If you want to communicate with us, send us some of those great sounding voicemails. The new link to use is voicecast.app/TMS. But you'll find that at the site. Don't get too confused with all these URLs. All that stuff will be there. Okay. You go to one, you get it all. That's how we do it.
So easy.
All right, let's get out of here. Brian, what's a song to take us out?
Sure. Norbert wrote in from Romania and said, "Hey, Brian and Scott, I'm turning 38 and I'm really starting to notice time speeding up. It's becoming really weird. So before it completely runs out, I'd love to hear any 8-bit Pink Floyd cover that you can find." And Scott, speaking of time flying by, it's been 15 years to the month since the last episode of ELR. People might say it's impossible to get the gang back together after all this time, which is exactly why I'm challenging you to make a reunion episode. We all know you can't resist proving people wrong when they say you can't do something. Smiley face. Thanks for keeping me company through the years. Signed, Norbert from Romania.
Norbert is right. And it wouldn't be that hard. Two-thirds of it.
Two-thirds of it's a piece of cake. We heard 2/3 of it today.
Yeah. I just got to get a hold of Obsidian, see if he'd be down for like a thing. He probably would be.
One-off kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not as hard as it sounds. It's just one of those things where it's like everybody's busy. Everybody's got their stuff. But, we may. So, Norbert, I'm not saying no, but I ain't saying no.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this. By request, 8-Bit Misfits included this track on an entire 2018 album of 8-bit versions of Pink Floyd. It's probably the favorite one, the one you'd be looking for, the one you'd listen to first if you pull up this album. It's comfortably numb. Here are 8-Bit Misfits.
Those pants are made for frogging, if you know what I mean. I actually don't. Frogpants.com.
You retired too?